Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our VSU video game review. I am one of your hosts, Adam Morgan, and my co-host,
Cameron Tudor.
And today we will be talking about the DLC that is being released for the Nintendo Switch's Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yes, that's right. Isle of Armor, which is slated to come out this June.
Definitely am looking forward to it. This DLC right here is going to be worth about, I don't know, it's going to run you for $30, which is very reasonable since they're giving us, what, 200 Pokemon?
Oh, at least 200 Pokemon, not to mention some new returning legendaries. I mean, that's a very reasonable price considering most new games will run you a good $60.
Yeah, and especially with DLC nowadays where, DLC will charge you for what? Around $45 for like battle passes run around $15. But $50? Whole expansion passes with new areas.
And unlike Destiny, it's not going to stop you from progressing in the game. So
okay, look, we're not going to talk about that. Look, I play Destiny. I like Destiny.
Don't get me wrong, Destiny's fine. I just got tired of, buying all the expansions and DLCs. The game is fine, though. It was good. I enjoyed it. Anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so it's going to take place in a kind of, I guess, tundra-y kind of region.
Very snowy because overall in the base game, you're running around in what? You're running around in like foresty areas. There's a little small desert that you get to go to in the wildlands.
Yeah, it's more like a tropical and lush, except for the desert kind of feel, whereas this is going to be kind of tundra-y. You might see Pokemon like, I guess, a Bombasnow or Snorunt, maybe Frostlass, if you're lucky.
Which is great because it's showing the dynamics of the region. Because with this game specifically, Sword and Shield taking place in the UK for the first time. Wait, is this the first time ever? Because Black and White, was it X and Y that took place in America?
I believe X and Y too. This is the first one that is in the UK because I do believe X and Y was in America. So
yeah,
in the UK, that's very interesting because most people think UK. They probably don't necessarily think of tundra.
Or deserts.
But grassy areas, good old grassy knolls, probably.
But it shows the dynamics that Game Freak is willing to go when it comes to, adding new lands and areas to like these unsuspecting places. Granted, we're gonna have to go to the to this Galar region through the train station. What are the odds? And speaking of that, now, if you are playing Pokemon Sword and Shield, if you go to the first train station in the game, you will be given a free Slowpoke that is there to promote the new DLC coming out. So definitely recommend you viewers to go there and grab it as soon as possible.
Oh, yes, because they are heavily promoting Slowpoke with this DLC because of some of the new forms Slowpoke is going to have.
New forms?
Or rather, new looks, I should say.
New looks.
Galarian Slowpoke.
Oh, yes, the Galarians.
And let's not forget Galarian Slowbro and potentially Galarian Slowking.
Slowbro. But,
This also kind of shows us how much attention Japan has paid to England. We see that they have been paying attention to the world around them, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, because with all the region-exclusive Pokemon with what? Was it the South America? It was the Beetle. I forgot its name.
I know the one you're talking about. I can't think of the name. However,
ours is. This is the Ox Pokemon.
The Ox, Tauros.
Tauros.
Yeah, Tauros.
That was ours, and I believe
think Bouffalant was also.
And Mime.
Mr. Mime.
Mr. Mime is for the French, I believe.
That explains why he's creepy.
Please ignore that.
That's a joke, guys. I love the French. I took 3 years of it.
I'd like to apologize for my co-host.
Sacrez-vous. Anyway.
He's still not the brightest person to this day, but he tries. He gives his hardest 24/7.
I really do try.
But moving along, with the Galar region now being available to us players coming up soon, of course, it's natural for them to bring back some classic Pokemon that we missed. Especially the Gen 1 Pokemon, they're making a return.
Especially some of the starters like Bulbasaur and his evolutions.
Squirtle
and his evolutions. Not going to say Charmander because he's technically already in it with Charizard and all that. So.
Did you almost say Chimchar?
Yeah,
Oh no.
I got tongue-tied for a minute, but Charmander. Oh, no, I think Chimchar's returning too, which would be cool.
I think it is, and so
Because
that
I love me some Infernape.
look, I need my Greco.
Oh,
I
yeah,
need it bad
Greco.
because look, don't get me wrong. I love the Pokemon, and I love how Sword and Shield have 1,000 Pokemon in the game. But it's just those classic Pokemon that really brings you back into the nostalgia that you had when you were a kid. Because
Absolutely.
it's one of those things where, oh my God, I remember when I first started playing this. And so now you go back from 10 years ago to 10 years later when you're an adult and you're just sitting here like, remember when I caught this thing when I was a kid? It still sucks.
Oh, yeah, 'cause I think I started playing about when I was probably 3 or 4, and then I think the most latest version that was out might have been Fire Red and Leaf Green on the Advance.
Oh no.
And so it was one of those that I had played. I want to say Fire Red, but I also did play the like Red, Blue, and Yellow for a little bit on my cousin's Game Boy. I had an Advance. I didn't have a regular Game Boy. Well, I did. It broke, but
Nice job.
yeah. But I remember that was about 3 or 4 when I first started playing it, and so that nostalgia would completely hit me now because in my early 20s, that's something I always welcome, bringing me back because who doesn't want some nostalgia?
And I think that's what the goal is for Game Freak because I remember when they first announced that the Pokedex was going to be cut in half, a lot of people weren't happy because they were saying, well, all these new Pokemon you're adding to the game, you can't just go back and grab some of the older ones. And Game Freak, I believe,
Yeah,
said that it would
they
be.
kind of had the excuse of it just wouldn't be possible. It'd be too much to add, which, I mean, I've seen it done in other games. I don't think I'd really need to name which ones, but, you know, what do I know? I'm just a consumer, but I feel like that was more of an excuse than a legitimate reason, but I'm not going to fault them on it.
True. And at the end of the day, asking you shall receive. And so Game Freak had announced for the low, low price of
Speaking
$30.
fiction to fact in this case, and it happened.
They announced with the low, low price of $30, you will get those Pokemon you so desperately wanted, gamers. You will get those 200 classic Pokemon
Yeah.
as long as you pay for this expansion.
Oh,
pack.
yes. And if you're not sold on it only being $30, let me tell you, in addition to that, if you pre-order it, you do get a Pikachu outfit and an Eevee outfit to go with your trainer. So I feel like that makes it worthwhile. That's $30 and 2 outfits that you're not even paying for.
I may or may not have already pre-ordered it, but we're not going to talk about that.
I mean, I condone this.
Oh, you condone it.
I think everyone should pre-order it. I have not because I still need to buy Sword or Shield or both.
Let me stop you there, player. Not everyone should pre-order it. I'm just going to be honest with you because the only reason why
Okay,
I
if you're a
say
good fan, pre-order it.
again, the only reason why I disagree with pre-ordering something off rip is because at the end of the day, you don't know how it's going to be. You might end up not liking the DLC.
You might feel ripped off at the end if you don't like it. So
Yeah. So if you're like me,
do
sometimes
your homework, do your research.
that or just hold off and wait and see how the reception is towards it, because honestly the only reason why I took the gamble with this is because it's Pokemon and I'm willing to, I guess, spend the money to play with classic Pokemon from my youth. So hey,
Yeah. And if you're not so much caring about classic Pokemon, you just want to see new ones. They've got some new ones coming, like Calyrex, I believe, which is a new legendary. I want to say it's grass type, maybe with a fairy type in there. I know grass for sure. I'm not sure about the other typing, if it is another typing.
that is one of the most disturbing Pokemon I think I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, it's quite unsettling. I mean, its ability, quite appropriately, is a nerve, which makes other Pokemon, or enemies rather, unable to eat their own berries. So, I mean, don't worry. Not only will you have trouble eating in front of it, but your Pokemon, too, will have trouble eating in front of it while looking at its
Now,
odd design.
Now, I recommend that if you ever come across this legendary Pokemon, of course, try to catch it, but at the same time,
Always.
use Jangmo-o or a Pokemon that has some sort of soundproofing, which will nullify all of its like base abilities where like the unnerve won't happen. So I definitely recommend you do that.
It's a solid move, a great way to do the fight, and bring a lot of potions, of course. And remember, save before you go into it. That way, if you mess up, you just quit and restart, and no harm, no foul, nothing's lost.
Yes, you must scum save to save your Pokemon.
Yes, can you tell me how many times I did that for Moltres and Groudon? It's very important to do that. And speaking of Moltres, they're getting some redesigns because Galarian.
The Galarian remakes.
Yep, Galarian remakes.
So Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, and Lugia are all getting redesigned.
I believe also Ho-Oh.
Ho-Oh is as well. And let me tell you now, my personal favorite out of all of these has to be Moltres. Just the redesign
I'd have to agree on that one.
Just the redesign from the yellow to red to purple and pink. Perfect. That just fits the Pokemon.
And it honestly works because what the hotter fire is, that kind of determines the color gradient of it. And so I feel like that purple and pink makes it look even hotter.
Yeah. Oh, man. I truly cannot wait for this DLC. It's going to be great to play.
Oh, yeah. And there's so many Pokemon that are returning that I don't think anyone can complain. And some of the new ones, again, like Calyrex. And I think there's also some like unspecified ones for the region that they haven't really.
Also, yeah, the
yet.
2 new legendaries. The unknown 2 legendaries.
Yeah,
and
we're
the
still not sure what those are yet.
And I think there are going to be 2 exclusive, one exclusive for each game, one for Sword and one for Shield. So that's something to also look forward to. So, hey, look, if you got that buddy that plays Sword and you play Shield, better ask them to trade.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't think this is enough coming from one expansion, well, I assure you, just wait, because in fall they're coming out with another expansion.
200 more.
I believe it was the Crown.
Ooh, I'm not even sure.
I forgot. It was the Crown something.
The Crown Jewel.
I want to say the Crown Mountain, something like that.
The Crown. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's coming out in fall. So if you want more from an expansion, just wait and get both at the same time. However, if you're like us, get it soon and pre-order it too. Free outfits coming along with that pre-order. I mean,
you know I'm not gonna say don't pre-order it for the outfit.
Well, I mean, of course not.
But I didn't pre-order it for the outfit.
Well, no, that's not the reason to pre-order. The reason to pre-order is because you get it before everyone else.
Really?
Yeah, like you immediately get it there and you don't have to wait in line to go buy it.
But you buy it
wait
online.
In line to pick it up.
You buy it online. Why would you go to the store to buy a digital pass?
You don't.
You just said that you don't have to go in line to pay for it. But there is no line if they don't actually sell it in the store.
You just get access to it before everyone else.
No, you don't. You get access the same day.
But you get it. You don't have to wait to buy it that day. It's already bought. You just go and play it that day. That morning.
Literally, if you pre-order the game,
Ignore
you just
me.
get the costumes.
Ignore me.
Ignore my code.
I mean, if you want the costumes, sure. If not, it's up to you to pre-order it or not. It's not like it's gonna cost any different without the pre-order.
Look. He's not with us right now.
I'm with the CIA.
Oh. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that's where we got to cut this right now and right here. I am your host, Adam Morgan, and my co-host,
Cameron Tudor.
And thank you for listening to Video Games Reviews.
Ooh.